Hey everyone, welcome back to another live build at String Cheese and Applesauce, and today we're doing something special. It is the Lego Ideas Exo Suit. Now this is something that's been highly anticipated by not only me but a lot of other fans of Lego, especially the adult fans of Lego, because it does feature the classic space theme. So it is the Exo Suit, and see the back here, it shows the suit being operated by one of the minifigures. There's the two minifigures. We get Pete and Yev. So let's go ahead and bust this open, get right into it. I have two of these. I'm going to build one and do my thing with one of them, and the other one is going to be saved away as a collector. So you notice immediately that the box is different than a lot of the typical Lego sets. It actually folds open. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bags, a loose plate, and of course the instruction book, which is thicker and it's actually bound versus the stapled kind. So that is the contents of the bags, or of the box. And just FYI, this build's going to probably go a little bit longer because I am taking pictures on my Instagram as I build this. So I'm kind of photo documenting this as we go on Instagram. Check out my Instagram page. It is String Cheese and Applesauce. Follow me. And see the Lego pictures and other stuff that I post on there. I have a personal Instagram, and this one's actually my String Cheese and Applesauce one. So this one is all Lego related versus the other one that is just my typical randomness. Hashtag Lego, hashtag Exo Suit. Okay, share it. Alright, so let's go ahead and quickly look at the instructions. I'm going to look at these a little bit more on my own because it goes a lot into a lot of description about the builder who came up with this idea. But we're going to go ahead and get right into the build because that's what we're really here to do. This isn't a full in-depth review. This is more just a build. So as much as I like the ideas, or what used to be called Kuso, the one thing I don't like about the instruction books is you have to bend the pages to make them stay open. Since they are bound, they do want to close back up, and you kind of see as I'm sorting these pieces of this page right here, right there, it's closing. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice little crease to hold it for now as I empty the contents. So we've got two minifigures that are basically the same with the exception of their face. A absolute slew of light and dark bluish gray. That is pretty much all we get in here, with a little sprinkling of yellow and trans yellow. And of course the famous brick separator that everyone's probably got 1,000 of. Oh, there was one more piece in the box. I dumped it over. So our first minifigure is Pete. And Pete is the guy with the normal head. I thought I had it out already. Oh, I do. It's right there in front of me. And of course they have the green oxygen tank with a face mask. And I just put the face mask on backwards. There we go. There's Pete. I'll zoom in for you guys so you can see what's going on here. I didn't realize I was still zoomed out so far. Sorry about that. So there's Pete among all the Exo Suit goodness. And Yev. How do you pronounce Yev? Let me look it up. Y-V. Eve. Oh, it's pronounced Eve. Eve. So it's Y-V-E, but it's pronounced Eve. So we got Steve and Eve. There we go. Oh, Steve. Where'd that come from? Pete and Eve. Pete and Eve. So they kind of rhyme. So I find it not interesting, but what I find interesting is the Lego Ideas set that just came out, also the laboratory set with the all-female minifigures. You know, I heard that there was people in an uproar about Lego not releasing enough sets with female figures. I find that not to be the case. I thought that all of the Lego movie sets that had recently come out, and even some of the city sets that come out, I know for sure most all the Lego movie sets had a female figure in it, not including Wild Style, but there's always seems to be enough female figures. Granted, there may only be one to every, I don't know, 2 or 3 male figures, but there's still enough in there that it doesn't really bother me. And I don't know, I just feel that the Lego toy in general is such a gender neutral toy that even girls play with the male minifigures just okay. You know, I think it's maybe just the feminist movement that's going on, that's the uproar. So either way, we do have a female figure, Eve, and then we've got Pete. So those are our 2 minifigures in our Exo Suit goodness here. And I'll go ahead and get a Instagram pic of them. Smiling for the camera. Pete and Eve. Alright, so now that we've got our minifigures built, let's jump right into this Exo Suit. And it does come with an extra air tank, and there's probably an extra face mask in here somewhere. I'm not going to... Oh, there it is. Found it. Nailed it. There it is. So, I'm not going to sort these pieces. I'm just gonna hope that I can find what I'm looking for amongst all this madness. I'm gonna try to stay zoomed in as close as I can so you guys can see what's going on. So the first thing looks like we're gonna build is what they're calling the turtle. I think that's what they're calling it. Oh, these instruction books with the pages folding back in, killing me. All right. So we need to build 4 of these little guys. The 4 of the clips. Whew. Maybe I should have separated these. 4 of those, 4 of those, and 4 of the studs. Where are they at? I know you were around here somewhere. Is it using the dark? Oh, it does use the dark one. They're these what look like dark bluish gray studs, but they actually have a slight sheen to them. They're not quite chrome, but they're not quite the flat dark bluish gray. But the instructions put a little shimmer mark right there. See that little sparkle? That's kind of their clue to say it's slightly different than the regular dark bluish gray, although they don't quite reflect light like they're kind of indicating there in the instruction manual. But either way, I understood what it meant. Hopefully everyone else does, because at first I didn't quite see that detail, and I was almost looking for the wrong piece. Alright, so these clips clip on each side. Okay. I feel I'm zoomed in too close to you. I'll finish this little build and I'll zoom out a little bit. Let's see, I'm using the part callouts to make sure, because there's so many small pieces in here that I want to make sure that I don't miss something, so I'm closely following the little part call out they do before each step to make sure I get everything I need. So I think that's it for this little sub build. That. Nope, I forgot one. It's one of these. Found it. There. So it goes like that. Little tail. Zoom out a little bit for you. That's a little better. Alright. So here's another one of the... This one shines a little bit more. It's more of a light bluish gray with a sheen. So that one shines more than the dark one. Clip pneumatic valve. I don't know if you know, but these pieces right here are mostly used in Technic sets because the pneumatic hoses fit right over these, and it's actually a valve that diverts air pressure to the pneumatic pistons. What's cool about it though, and that's kind of what's awesome about the Lego system, is that they make the pieces universal. So even though it's used to fit a pneumatic hose on it, it fits perfectly in these clips. So another thing that just really makes Lego in general so awesome is a piece designed for, you know, one theme or one type of construction usually can be used in many different applications. Alright. There it is. I'm afraid that was the only two that were probably in the set, and I was having a hard time finding them. Alright, so that goes on there, and that goes there. So there is our little turtle, which kind of does look like a turtle. Completely brick built. picture him. Exo Turtle. All right, so we've got the turtle built, we've got Pete and Eve. Let's get on to our little, this looks like a sub build of the container or some sort of shipment platform. Eight of these double bows. So these are modified, kind of new pieces where it had a single. It used to be just a one wide little mini bow, and now it's two wide. So they took a existing piece and just kind of made it a little bit wider. So that's what we have now, is a two wide curved piece. It's actually 2 plates high, so it's not a full stud or a full brick height. So that's what makes it slightly different bow. We call it a mini bow. It only goes 2 plates high. Alright, and then we got our little storage containers here. There we go. So that's our little platform that holds the I don't know, space matter. I don't know what this stuff is in there. It's up to you to determine what it is. It could be anything. I will call it space matter. Space matter, question mark. What is this? All right, now we're on to the main attraction. It is Exo Suit time. Now I'm not reading these, but I have noticed as I've flipped through a few pages, off in the corners they show highlights of the model and give you a little bit of description as far as what's going on. I'm going to take some time to read it once I have this built. I know you kids are more or less here to see the build. Maybe I'll do another video to show the instruction book and highlight some of the cool stuff that I see in there. Now's not the time. It will be later though. Shiny grill. Alright. Some trans yellow on some headlight bricks. Where's the other one? There it is. With a round 1x1 tile. Got 2 of these going on. Looking for that. So there's a lot of these newish pieces that they've came out with in the last 5 to 8 years. I'm wondering if something like this would even be possible with the 80s version of Lego. You know, because you've got these modified plates that have the studs on the side. You know, there's nothing like this when I was growing up that would allow Legos to be built in different directions. I'd be curious to see if it could be pulled off. And you've got all these ball joint pieces, like these right here. That will, well, these aren't even actually the ball joint ones. These are actually bricks that'll hold a Technic axle. But still, you can put an axle in there with a piece that has a Technic hole, not an actual axle, and still be able to move in there. Alright, 2 more corner plates. And another modified plate with studs on the side. Alright, now it looks like we got a little sub build, so I'll keep that off to the side. Pull my pieces together that I need, which are surprisingly hard to find in, well, not surprisingly hard to find in all of these. Light bluish gray, it's all the same. What am I looking for? Oh, this is cool. A printed tile. And this is not a normal tile. It's actually a reverse tile. How cool is that? So these are the kind that go underneath the plates, not on top. But it's smooth. And that's a print. No stickers. That's worth the price of admission right there. You know me, if you watch my videos, I am not a fan of stickers. So anytime we get a printed piece, I'm highly happy. Highly happy? What does that even mean? Alright, so that goes right there on the bottom. Check that out. Looks like a rocket booster of some sort. Flame. It's like a flame print. Alright, I'll take a picture of that. Just because I love it so much. Okay. String cheese and applesauce on the Instagram. Check it out. Okay, so that is, looks like we have various little sub builds. So I've got that one semi-complete. The instructions show, you know, another little piece that we're gonna do a sub build of. So we'll go ahead and jump into that. Here's a round 2x2 with a hole in it. Round 2x2 tile with a hole in it. Modified plates with Technic pins in the side, and then our classic piece. I forget what kind of modified plate they call this, but it's a piece that's been around for decades. It's not new at all. Okay. jumper plate. Where's our jumpers? There they are. And then 2 1x3 tiles. This is what attaches right there. It's going to hold all that together pretty well. There we go. 2 more clips. I don't know how many of these clips are in this thing. I've already used probably 10 of them. And then here's the 1x little mini bow that I was talking about earlier, where we saw the 2 wide. This is the 1 wide version. So this one came out before the 2 wide one. So the 2 wide one is just taking a piece that's already existing and just making it slightly modified. And see, what's interesting is they put both of these back to back right here, but they actually make a piece that is like this whole thing connected. So versus putting 2 of them on there, Lego does make a piece that it's molded as one whole piece. So I'm curious why they decided to give you 2 of these versus just that one. I like the one. I like the one that's a whole piece. And when you use it in instances like this, because it seems to give the model a little bit more stability. So interesting that they choose one way to do something in one set, and then they'll use practically the same technique, but they'll use slightly different piece to accomplish it. Alright, so now we've got our Technic pins, axles, that are going in here, like I showed you earlier, that they were axle connectors, and they will connect our ball joint pieces like this. So you can see this joint piece has an axle slot right there. So we'll put it right in here. See if I can do this zoomed in. And then we'll push the axle in, and it will interlock and hold that ball joint piece in. So that's how these work. Something like that did not exist in Lego 25 years ago. Okay, now we'll do a couple half bushings on each side. And it looks like we're going to do the same down here. Axle and an axle. Ball joint piece right there. Slide in there, okay. Slide this one in. There we go. Check that out. Now it's starting to look like something, isn't it? So these pieces are interesting. They're little like wheel covers, rims or some sort to a vehicle that a Technic axle fits right in there, and they're gonna use these. Oops, a half bushing on there. As some sort of decorative element back here. You can see it's filling out the back of this suit. Interesting little detail. I've actually never seen, or I haven't built a set with these rims before. I don't know if they're new. I don't think they are new. I just haven't I haven't done anything with them lately, or ever, really. Okay, we're making progress. We got 2 more of these pneumatic valves, or really valves, but more like a connectors. Let's see. And then 2 axle joiners. Okay. So what's going on here? We're gonna put one of these in here with a half bush behind it. Times 2. There. Right there. Alright. 2 more axles. Little claw. So this looks like our spot where either Pete or Eve will stand in, and then the cage will be right here over them. So we're starting to take form now. Before it didn't really quite look like too much. We were just kind of randomly stacking stuff, but now that it's starting to take some sort of form, I'm kind of following what's going on now. Let's see, I need that modified, and 2 more of these 1x with the clip on top. If you're a fan of light bluish gray and small pieces, this is the set for you. This is an insane amount of light bluish gray. Okay. Alright, so that's coming together pretty well. Got another little sub build here, so I'll put that to the side while I gather all the pieces for this. Jumper. It's funny, I see all the pieces until I need them. When I'm looking for other pieces, I see the pieces I don't need. Now that I'm here looking for the pieces I need, I can't find them. I hope I'm not the only one that does that. I feel embarrassed whenever I'm doing that. I'm like, I just saw it. Where is it at now? It's probably my fault. I should have sorted the pieces. I was too excited. I had to get in here and build it. Okay, so what is this thing we just built? Oh, it looks like maybe a control piece. Alright, so that goes here. Jumpers on the front. Okay. It's interesting. I'm getting confused what's going on now. Alright, so now this is the main, I guess the main torso of the Exo Suit. Now the instructions have got to the point where it says, shows a little picture of a leg with the 2X. So that means we're going to build both legs at the same time. That's what I like to do. So now that we've got the torso built, let me go ahead and, oops, I've got some of my water on it. Dry that off. Get a picture for my Instagram. Let's put Eve in the picture there. All right. Alright, so let's build 2 legs, because we all know we need 2 legs to walk around. So everything that we see in this little sub build, I'm going to do 2 times. So we're going to show us one. It's just going to show us one being built in the pictures, but that little 2x there, sometimes I've done it too in the past where I just start building something and going real fast. And I overlook the fact that it said 2x, and when I get to the end, it puts a big 2x right there and shows you putting 2 of them on there. And you're like, oh no, I didn't realize I was supposed to build 2 of them, and then you had to go back and rebuild another one. Whereas you could have been building them both at the same time. So, tip of the day, pay attention. I feel I've used that tip before. It's probably a good tip. Pay attention to what you're doing. Nothing too crazy of these yet, and I'll slow down and kind of show you anything interesting that I see. But for the most part, it's pretty simple little build. It's just all these little pieces help kind of give the styling to the space themed I guess design of it. I almost called it architecture. But this space theme is a space in general, you know, it has this reputation of having a lot of what they like to call greebling, a lot of small pieces and parts everywhere that have a purpose. They're not there just to give it a look. They all have a reason for being there. Either some sort of control or blaster or sensor. There's always a reason for every piece. So to accomplish that, it's usually just a bunch of small little studs and modified plates and various little binoculars and claws and grippers. Give it that look, that space style that it needs. Alright, I'm looking for 2 modified bows. Or, not modified, no, mini bows. There's the other one. Some 1x1 tiles. Those are always fun to have. Alright. So those look like the beginnings of the feet, I would guess. So we've got a sub build here for part of the leg maybe. And even in the sub builds, if you're still within the 2 times thing, you gotta remember to build 2 of those sub builds. These two long axles in black are pretty rare. They normally come in red in most every Technic set. So to see them in black, it's a nice little addition to your part assortment. I have a lot of them in black, but I usually don't ever get any from a Technic set. They're usually always from like a Ninjago set or some set like this that it's not really Technic theme. But the red would stand out as being abnormal, so they include the black ones. Alright. So remember, I'm doing 2 of these sub builds. Okay, those look good. Turn the page. That in there. Claw. Connect one of these on there. Sorry, I'm thinking hard on this. There's pretty intricate little pieces, so I'm trying to concentrate. I wasn't ignoring you. But there's just with these little ball joint pieces, there's so many ways that it can go. Just trying to get it right the first time. I don't want to have to be redoing any of this. Alright. Check that out. The feet are starting to take shape. That's cool. Got another little sub build. We'll do 2 of. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the 4th one? There's 4. 4. 2, 4. 2 of these. And 2 of these. Okay. So let's see what we got going on here. Oops, picked up the wrong piece. We're not done yet. All right. Couple more little pieces, and all these little Technic pins and bushings and joints. It all kind of adds up. There's a lot of little pieces, so it takes a lot of concentration to exactly what's going on. And this is going to go like that. Okay. There's another leg. All right. There we go. 2 legs taking shape. moving on. Say we're about 3/4 of the way done. We're getting close. I'm definitely not racing through this, but then again, I'm not really taking my time either. It's just so many small pieces that it's taking a little bit of concentration. And if you have this set, or if you're thinking about getting it, you'll probably notice that too, that it's going to take a little time to make sure you get all this right. But I think it's going to be worth it when it's complete. It's already looking pretty cool. Lego needs to bring back a lot of the classic space theme. So that folds up like that. Did I do that right? Something looks off, and I'm not quite sure what it is. That's all right. Oh, it's telling me to fold it down. That's what it is. Fold those down right there. Okay, that makes more sense. So that's forward, this is back. It's forward, this is back. There's our feet, those are legs. A couple more pieces. Looks like we'll be finished with the legs. 2 of these. One more, where are you? There you are. There. Okay. And right there, that looks good. Check that out. We've got Exo Suit legs. Take a picture of those legs now. Sexy legs. Alright, so let's get these legs attached to the body. Do this carefully as to not break anything off. How cool is that? So we've got legs. Just checking it out as I'm going. Sorry. Zoom out a little bit so you can see what's going on there. Not bad, huh? It's So we're going to add a few more pieces here and there to them. We've got, oh, I guess these are going on afterwards because it's one for each side. And if you built the legs together, you would have to put them on separate sides. Our big tube is going, or flexible hose, it's going through the back there. And bring it around and attach it to the leg. Can you see that? Let this guy stand up a little bit better. There we go. Get that hose going through those modified plates with the Technic axle hole, or pinhole I mean. And it's just attaching into the back of one of those ball joint pieces. Okay, little sub build here. Even though I'm getting lower and lower on pieces, I'm still having trouble finding what I'm looking for. Two of those, two what I like to call flick fires, even though I hope that we don't have flick fires in this. That will be disappointing. Jeez. Alright, start with one of these hose connectors, the flick fire wheel, and a Technic pin. These attach back here. They just go right inside these modified plates. There's one. There's two. All right. So that's what we got so far with our exosuit. Now it looks like we're off to the arms, or at least the upper half of them. Let's put that guy off to the side. Well, I guess I could Instagram a pic of my progress. Alright, so now off to the, looks like about the shoulders down. We're going to build two of these. So similar to the first one, just make sure that you see that 2X so you don't accidentally forget. Or if you just want to do one at a time, that's fine. It's really up to you. I like doing both at the same time. But nobody's saying you have to do it that way. shoulders basically, right there. Cool, I didn't know that. So these little plates with the hole in it will actually fit right on one of these half-long Technic pins that are sticking out. You see it clips right on there, not a problem. Who doesn't love Lego? It's so universal. Use these pieces on, just intermingle them with everything. It's a highly sophisticated interlocking brick system. Of course, you got the plate with the axle hole in it. Those have been around for a while. Those are always nice. We got a dark bluish gray barrel that's used for part of the upper arm. Basically the biceps here, barrel biceps. Alright, so there's our arms from the shoulder down to the biceps. Okay, not bad. We got another little 2x sub build. Looks like chest plate stuff. These little pieces really do shut me up, don't they? Concentrating. Alright, so these two identical pieces will go just noticed I was missing a few half bushes there. Put those on. Right there. Actually covers up that half bush. That one just fell apart in my hand. This is why I'm concentrating. Stuff is so small that twist it or squeeze it the wrong way and it'll easily fall apart. Alright. So we kind of created these two little pectoral exo muscles. The cage now. So this is the Friends handlebar. This is similar to the one that we saw in the Ninjago, what was that? Thunder Raider, I think that's what it was called. It has a little exo ninja skeleton thing, and they use these handlebars for the little cage as well. Alright, the cage opens front ways. So there's our little protective cage. Alright, so now we're going to build hand number 1, maybe? Let's find out what this is as we build it. Zoom in a little bit for you, see what's going on. We are seeing an increasingly high number of sets that use these little dome pieces. They're not the kind that stick on top of the studs, they're the kind that sticks underneath, and that's the way it's used in this application. It actually goes underneath. Alright, looks like we've got 4 fingers and a thumb here with some, I guess, dark bluish gray metallic claws. Another one of these. Oops, just goes right on here. And this one goes over it. Interesting. And then that whole module connects to one of the arm pieces. Leave those claws in. There we go. We got our little mechanical claw hand there. And the other side now. Interesting, they had us do them at the same, at different times. So you can see I'm putting this 2x2 round tile on top of the studs here. And then I'll flip it over where it's got the bottom side of the studs. This little plunger piece or dome actually will fit right in those studs right there. We're going to do the same thing with 4 fingers and a thumb. 4 fingers and a thumb. And then the dark bluish gray metallic mini teeth claw things. These are kind of rubbery, like a hard rubber. So even though they're semi-spiky, we're not going to put an eye out or anything, but they're not hard and sharp. They won't scratch you either. Alright, so there is our other hand. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to move the thumb right there to make this work. I think that's what they tried to tell me in the instructions. I didn't follow very well. And this goes on the other side. Right there. There we go. We got 2 hands. Zoom back out a little bit, because we're down to the last few remaining pieces here. And the legs are pretty articulated when I push down on them. Push down on the top of the model, the legs bow down pretty easily. Just adding a few final detail touches. And that little chest plate thing just fell off again. Am I doing something wrong? Stand up for me, guy. Don't fall down yet. Why are these not holding on very well? They don't seem to be. There's no clutch on that. That one's doing the same thing. There's no clutch factor on these little modified plates. So those are very loose. Alright, so that's it. Eve has a walkie-talkie that she can talk to Steve, who is manning the exosuit. So let's get him up in here. There we go. Steve squeezes right down in there. We've got our turtle. And we've got our loading area here. So there it is. Now I do have quite a few extra pieces, including oh, never mind. Thought there was something really extra in there. There's not. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 extra pieces. And there's so many small pieces in this set. They basically give you a decent assortment of all the small pieces that could potentially get lost. Which is always a good thing. Most of my sets don't get played with too hard to where stuff gets lost, but occasionally some of the looser pieces will fall off and you don't realize it until you hear it go up the vacuum. So that's it. That is our exosuit build. We're gonna have to do a review of this and really kind of look at the instructions and all the cool different things about it. But appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to give a thumbs up if you like what you saw today. Subscribe, that way you can catch our review of this and anything else we're going to do with it. So like I said, thanks for watching, and we'll hope to see you again soon. Later.